this was a young guy, really young guy, 35, just 35, no co-ops, but a very strong family history of coronary artery disease. He had a rest engine of 5 to 6 hours. As in Bombay, it took a lot of time to come from traffic, local tram somewhere. And when he came to the ER, he was tachypneic, breathless, ST elevations in the anterior leads, a quick bedside echo, RWM in the elevated territory, and the stunned left ventricle with an EF of around 30%. He was started on inotrope supports and was and high flow O2 and shifted to cath lab. Door to balloon time was approximately 45 minutes. So this was the shot. I guess you can see the circumflex also had quite of an intermediate concentric kind of lesion. Doesn't look good, but the LED was totally occluded. Proxomedial looks kind of a run-of-the-mill primary angioplasty case. I thought the RCA also had some plaques. So I thought we'll just try to go with the run-through, which is our Sion Blue, which is a Vokas wire. At that time, I used to do a lot of EBU3 guides, which in retrospect, I think so I could have done a better job. It was right radial axis, the wire was Sion Blue. I started off, hoping it would be over soon. Yeah, try to pass in gently. Yeah, doesn't go in, buckling, okay, no problem. Yeah. Try to check it in the different view. Maybe I'm passing somewhere eccentric. No problems. So what we do next is do a balloon support. 1.510 Tazuna, I think so it's one of the easiest balloon to go in. I prefer it along with Sapphire. Sapphire is again a very good balloon along with Tazuna. So with some maneuvering, I was able to park the wire. It looked like going to the proper distal LED. The balloon was not going. Here I should mention that the balloon, 1.5 balloon was not going. I just usually don't do it much, but since it was not going, I just nudged it a bit and dilated very gently, maybe of 6 to 8 atmosphere. So just not going, no problems. Just 5 to 6 atmosphere, doesn't help. I guess this shot doesn't help. So there was some kind of a no reflow. In that case, I tried to pass another wire because the balloon was not going. It went into the diagonal and I was happy. At least we are in the true lumen. Okay, again tried passing the wire, not going. Here, I just made a gentle pass in the diagonal, which usually I thought maybe I will try to do. So yeah, so some flow, if you can see that. There's some flow in the LED and the wire looks absolutely in the distal LED nicely. So I thought, yes, we are in the right lumen. I think so we should be able to pass in a wire. So I took out the balloon and tried to get it again in the LED, but it was not going. What we do next is to take a guidezilla because the time was running out, the patient was getting uncomfortable. This is the guidezilla. Obviously, I had to take out the other wire because this was 6 French guide and the guidezilla wouldn't take 2 wires along with the balloon. So the guidezilla went all the way up to the lesion. The balloon, as you can see, is at the tip of the guidezilla. I tried to very gently inflate it, but I think so some part of the balloon was in the guidezilla and it burst. It burst, okay, fine, but some slow flow, back to 0, some hypotension. Patient again has some pain. I lost the wire in the diagonal, lost the flow in the diagonal as well. So I had tried like the balloon support, 1.5 not crossing, guidezilla. Maybe the guide was not supporting bit. At this point of time, I had the choice of going femoral, crossing it again. But I think so I should try something else. But this time the patient was like really hypotensive. So I passed in quickly another wire in the diagonal, which I thought was an easy wire to wire. So one wire in the diagonal, both, I guess, one Sion, one run through kind of a thing. And since my 1.5 balloon was already gone, this was around a 212 balloon. It surprisingly goes in very easily. Right, so very gentle dilatation. I usually don't do it, That's the dictum, You are not able to pass a balloon in the main branch, by balloon the side branch and gel whatever the material is there into the main branch again. But this was like, I thought maybe I'll just try to salvage very gentle dilution. Maybe the first time when I passed the balloon, 1.5, it actually showed some flow. So this was a very gentle dilatation with a 2O. Yeah, with this, actually I could see the LED, the wire nicely in the distal lumen. And now this shot actually gave me a lot of encouragement and a lot of insights. So if you can see, my wire, which is marked with an bold arrow, has crossed maybe eccentrically through and through the lesion, and probably the true channel was close to the diagonal. So something like this. So the crossover, and this was the wire, the initial wire. So what we do here, I chose the third wire, which was the filter wire. The filter wire was gently parked into the diagonal with a gentle shape. I maneuvered it. Yeah, you can see. Now here, it's going to the septal. I'm encouraged. I know that it's in the true lumen, and then it parks in well, nicely, goes in easily. Now if you actually zoom it in and see the closer shots, the dotted wire is where the original wire, the first wire had gone in, and the true channel is on the towards the side of the diagonal. That's with the bold wire. So you can see the gap in between. After doing that, obviously, a 2O balloon goes in easily. Again, a lot of no flow, slow flow, managed with whatever, Nicorandil and some agramet on table. After that, we had a fairly decent result, no problem. Long stent, post-dilated, and the wire, the diagonal was treated as provisional, and there was no need to work on that. So this was the end of the case, relatively straightforward case, but a lot of learnings about, I think so. Going in with a young patient, there was time lost, maybe around 20 to 25 minutes to pass in that balloon in the LED. So the questions that came to my mind, and obviously in front of a very august moderators, very experienced operators, why did the wire track subinterval eccentric lesion, fibrotic lesion, or was it the balloon? Actually the Tazuna, which actually made it sort of an antegrade dissection and re-entry kind of a thing. Was it a good idea to dilate the diagonal in this case? I know this was opened a lot of questions. I usually don't do it. Balloon burst, did it help in any way? And most importantly, the diagonal ballooning and diagonal passaging of the balloon actually helped us see the true channel. If the true channel was not visualized, what are the options in this era, or the balloon not crossing kind of a lesion, in this era? I don't know, like we talked about rota, orbital, so many things. I am actually too much, I do a lot of imaging nowadays, so would have helped immensely if I had something on table and I was able to park something in the diagonal. Thank you so much.